Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 5th episode of Bankstandin. I'm your host, Jim, as some of you may call me. It's spelled with a 1, so don't mess that 1 up. I'm here with my co-host, Hellwind. Hellwind, what have you been up to?
Hello. Well, I've been up to quite a few things lately, Jim. I've been killing Hydra like crazy. That's good. Uh, the boss has been a lot of fun to kill, honestly. I've gotten a lot better with it because remember last time Konar cucked me, so I didn't get to make a proper discussion about this last time. But I finally got a task, and I'm like halfway to through the task like right now. I've been just killing it a little bit here and there. But so far I've gotten 2 uniques. I've gotten a Hydra's hide, or leather rather, which makes the new glove, so I got a good like 8 mil for that. Pretty happy about that. And I got the Hydra's eye. So basically I ripped the thing's fucking eye out of its socket, and I'm just kind of holding on to it right now. And well, here's some really big news here, Jim. I'm getting a new microphone finally.
Holy shit.
It finally happened.
It finally happened.
Throughout like the immense support I've received on my streams and throughout the podcast. By the way, huge thank you to everyone out there that's helped out along the way. The new microphone is arriving on Tuesday. So this should be the last podcast without that crystal clear quality to where I can do some sick ASMR streams and videos. It's gonna be great. I cannot wait.
New ASMR content coming soon.
Oh, absolutely. ASMR podcast coming soon. Get ready. It'll be happening.
Good deal.
So that's what I've been up to lately. A lot of cool shit lately. So
absolutely.
What you up to now, Jim?
Well, I posted episode 4 of By the Way. It's my little Iron Man series. It used to be a hardcore Iron Man series, but if you haven't checked that one out, a little strange situation happened there, so you might want to see what's been going on. I don't know, maybe, a little self-plug. You're on my channel already. Might as well go check it out after you listen to this entire episode, every second of it. Other than that, I've been doing some training on John Pickens that kind of intertwines with the By the Way series, so that's been kind of grindy. Just been doing like mining and shit, some agility, just clicking on things mindlessly. I don't know how people do it. It's so it gets tedious after a while, but I mean sometimes it gets relaxing. You just have to be in the right mindset while you're doing it. So I don't know, enjoying it a little more. Other than that, just kind of settling in to the house. I moved back into the house that I have been living in the past 2 years. That has kind of stopped me from making videos the last, I don't know, like during the school season. But I have my own room now, so it'll be a little easier to get the gang together and maybe go do some fun stuff. So if you're not in the clan chat in game, join J1MMY clan chat. It's the best clan chat in old school RuneScape by far. A lot of good mods in there. A lot of people that stop the toxicity from happening. That's the word. Yeah, big vocabulary. So, go ahead and join that. Join the Discord. I try not to ping people as much anymore on the Discord, but, might have to sacrifice it every now and then to let people know we're doing something fun. So, yeah, that's that. Waiting on Jagex to still send me that Amazon voucher that they promised after I became the king of Cr1tikal. I had hopped in. I know we talked a little bit about, Jagex is kind of infamous for getting prizes pretty late to people, but I talked to Mod Gambit and he said by next week, it's the 19th of recording this podcast discussion, so hopefully by next week we can get that money and start getting some better equipment up here. So, looking forward to that. Hope it comes through, Gambit. But later on down the line today, after we talk about a few things, we have a guest that you've already seen from the title. By far the biggest guest we have had on, and probably will have on for a very long time. Goes by the name of Cr1tikal. So we're really excited to bring you that. We'll talk a little bit more about it before we switch you on over, but we're super stoked to get you guys hearing that that discussion because it was one for the books, man. I'll tell you, it was unreal. So let's hop into it. Some little topics for today. What's been going on? Obviously, we got the Kebos Lowlands. I know we've brought that up the past like 3 podcasts, but it's been a huge update. It's really impacted the game with the new Slayer Master and all the drop table nonsense. So we'll go into it a little bit. I want to talk about the drop table controversy that kind of erupted the first few days of the release. Basically, all the little monsters and shit that the new guy was assigning.
Girl.
The new... the new girl, the new guy.
Her name is Konar, by the way.
Weird name to name your girl, by the way. Big debatable.
Hey, that's a pretty hot name, if you ask me.
All right, hentai boy. Let's tone it down a little bit. But the drop table was like just kind of. I mean, in retrospect,
it was broken.
It was really broken. It was given what people like. What was it?
2,500 brews.
2,500.
That's a fucking lot of brews, man.
That's a lot of brews. So, just little things like that that were just really fucked that I don't really know how they got through. But they tweaked it a little bit. People have been a little more happy about how it's been going. As far as I know. I don't know if there's too much going on.
They tweaked it a little too hard, if you ask me.
So they just went from...
They went from overpowered as shit to not even worth doing Konar tasks, and now they're trying to rebalance it to give it a little happy medium, because they went from like, oh, Konar's the best Slayer Master ever, to like, well, you may as well just go back to Duradel because, well, she's dead content. So, yeah, that's why they're trying to rebalance it. You want me to go ahead and get into that?
Yeah, we could talk about the rebalancing situation.
Okay, well, they're trying to implement... Well, they're going to try to do this thing on top of the rebalance of the drop tables. Like, she'll still have, like, the old drop table where, like, noted rune play bodies and shit like that randomly. But there's also the chance of getting... I don't know what the exact item is yet, but it said it'd be like a crystal key almost. And, you take this item to her, and it's, like, rolling, like, a crystal key chest. And it could roll, like, any of her crazy drop table items. So, I think that's kind of a good addition. Like, I like the concept of it. So, hopefully they play it out correctly. And hopefully it's not gonna be broken as shit on day 1 again. So, I guess it's all gonna be just a trial and error thing, just to see if they can do it correctly. But, it's gonna have I'm sure it's gonna have its hiccups in the beginning, but I like to see it work out pretty well.
Yeah, I think everything's kind of been a whole trial and error situation recently, so they'll get it figured out, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, they're listening to the community as they should, so that's working out for them.
I love it.
There was a lot of
honestly.
There was a lot of talk about streamer favoritism and shit, but I'm pretty sure all the streamers kind of had the same I guess thoughts on it as everyone else. So I don't really think it was a big deal.
No, it really wasn't.
Yeah, I think they handled it properly, and I think they're handling it properly.
Like, I don't want to get too far into like drama with streamers and whatnot voicing their opinions, but I just gotta say that I genuinely felt bad for Foe in this situation. Like, I don't know if you heard any of that situation, but like, I love the guy to death. Like, he voiced his opinion, and I fully agree with his opinion. But for people to like be attacking the guy the way that they was just completely uncalled for.
Yeah, that was fucked up, man.
I don't want to go into fully like what all happened, because that's a whole another deal. But like, the way to just attack someone for voicing their opinion like that's just fucked.
Yeah, that's not cool.
Fucked.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the subject of being a big public figure with a voice. I mean, everyone who's popular is going to have a more impactful voice and be an influence on an opinion. But I mean,
of course,
if you're one of those people going out of their way to attack somebody over stating what they think, then go fuck yourself. First of all, just let it be. I mean, you can have your opinion too, but don't personally attack somebody for having an opinion and being an influencer. What do you want them to just like
just
DM somebody? DM Jagex like, hey man, I think this should happen without, raising almost like an uproar, because it was something that needed an uproar, and he
Yeah,
made it
definitely.
happen. So
Good on him. Like,
yeah, way to keep your head, foe. It's shitty. I don't think he'll listen to this, but if he
no,
does,
he might. I don't know.
I never know. Well, uh, but good for him for keeping his head up and getting through all the negative bullshit that people were spewing at him. But other than that, yeah, it's being handled. It's drop table is being handled, and that's what matters. Yeah.
So that's good.
One of the items that they proposed, I saw Framed even got a bunch of support on his just reply to the post. It was a little update that they want to put in called the Bone Whip. What's the item that you attach to the whip?
It is the Hydra tail, which is dropped from the alchemical Hydra.
Okay.
Right now the item is used to make the Bone Crusher necklace, which is combining a dragon tooth necklace or dragon bone whatever the other fucking item is. I forgot what it is exactly. But with the tail and the Bone Crusher. And
Gotcha.
basically it's a way to like just bury bones and get prayer points back while wearing this necklace, which is kind of a cool concept, but no one really cares that much for it. So they're trying to think of a
Gotcha.
way to revamp the Hydra tail item in a better way.
Okay.
So they're like, hey, why don't we make a new whip? I kind of like the idea because it's a little better than the regular whip. I mean, it should be because it's an addition to the whip. You put the tail onto the abyssal whip to make the bone whip. I forget the exact stats. I'm sure it's on that poll page that I could probably look at like right now if I felt like it. But it's got slightly better stats than the Abyssal Whip, which it should, and slightly worse stats than the Tentacle. So it's like a happy
Okay.
medium of the two. So people are saying like, oh, what if people use the Hydra Whip or the Bone Whip rather in staking? I'm like, well, why the fuck would they do that if there's still a Tentacle Whip?
Yeah.
The whole arguments I've seen so far that are negative towards it make not a shred of sense to me. But I fully support the idea. I think it'd be cool to have a new whip that's non-degradable, and it's a more an incentive to sync more whips, which we probably need more syncs for those. I mean, all we have right now is the tentacle whip, so I think it's a good idea to do the whip itself, and then also have a new weapon out there for PKing or whatever. So I'd like to see it happen, but you know how things can happen and it won't pass. But if it doesn't pass, well, I'm out 3 mil because I paid 3 mil for one of these tails yesterday.
Yeah.
So it's either going to be a good investment that I bought this thing or a bad one. We'll see whenever the poll goes live, but I hope it passes. I really want this thing.
Yeah. Hopefully you don't lose 3 mil down the drain, because
That's a lot of money.
if this doesn't go through, you're fucked. I hope you know.
Yeah, I just lost 3 mil.
Yeah. Good fight. But hopefully we'll see it. I'd love to see it. Some finally replacing the whip, because I mean the tent whip's cool, but it's
It
different.
degrades.
It's a grades. It's different. I don't know.
A new non-degradable. It's kind of like the RS3 equivalent. We're gonna get thumbs down now because I said RS3, but it's like you remember the Vine Whip back in the day.
No, not at all.
Do you remember that thing? Okay, well it's basically the old school equivalent to the Vine Whip. It's a
Okay.
non-degradable
Oh
whip.
wait, yeah, I think I do.
The blue and like the blue and pink thing.
Yeah, I think I do. Yep, I do.
Yeah, that thing. Yeah, it's like that.
Okay.
So I like to
Gotcha.
see it though. Anyway, continue.
All right.
Carry on.
Carry on. Yeah, I'm just a big intelligent boy who knows all about RuneScape 3, and yes.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm Max on there, so what do you expect?
Yeah, Max Cape tattoo, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. Max
so
Cape tattoo.
so also there's some changes to the farming guild, which we're standing near in game right now at the Bankstandin.
We're standing in it, not near it.
Not near it. We're standing in the farming guild by the bank. So here we are. So talk a little bit about the farming guild changes, since I can't really do much in here and I don't really know what's going on.
You see, I'm more my farming cape for this matter, just to discuss that I know what I'm talking about here.
I got a random event.
You got a big boy there.
Yeah, I'm gonna dismiss him. Yeah, there we go. Okay,
Yeah,
continue.
you do that. Anyway, well, I'm more of the farming cape for this matter because I feel like I'm knowledgeable in this skill here. So right now there is farming contracts which you get at different tiers of your farming level. there's 3 different contracts you can get. I always get the tier 85 one because I'm good at the game. But I forget what the other. I think it goes based on the farming guild itself. So the levels are 45, 65, and 85 for the contract you get. And basically, the contract is the guild master will give you a like she'll say like, "Hey, can you grow a magic tree for us or some snapdragon or something?" And you have to grow it into the farming guild, like where we're standing. You have to grow it somewhere around here. And after that plant has grown, you go talk to her again, and she gives you a reward, which is a seed pack, which is 10 random seeds, and you just spam click this thing and open it up. So they're trying to rebalance it to where right now you get like any seeds from these contracts, like no matter what level you do. So you could do like the lowest level contract and get magic seeds from, which is a little broken. So they want to balance it to where you get more seeds in that level range for that contracts. So
Gotcha.
that's the main gist of it right now. Like right now, it's very easy for someone who's got like 45 farming to get a hold of like tier 90 seeds right now, which they're not going to be using those for a while. So it's kind of like, oh well, that's cool. I guess I'll hold on to this for the next 2 years. So that's basically where that's at right now.
Gotcha.
So
All right.
hopefully that gets. And you want to go ahead and go on to I guess the seed vault, which is kind of going hand in hand with the farming guild.
I don't
Um,
fucking know about the seed vault. You do that shit. I'm not touching
okay.
anything
Well,
flowers and plants. So
Well, you need to train your farming, Jimmy. So
yeah,
anyway, they're also trying to implement what's called the seed vault, which is exactly what you think it sounds like. It's a bank for putting seeds into it, which would be very nice for me because I have a seed tab with like all the seeds in the game right now, and I would like those bank spaces back. So it's basically just a bank to store seeds into. And this would be available to everyone except for Ultimate Iron Man. So settled. Sorry about that, buddy. You're not gonna get a bank today on seeds.
settled in
So
all 100,000 people that are making Ultimate Iron Man this week.
Yeah, all of them too. But I just want to strictly apologize to Settle for that one. But yeah. So no seed bank for you guys, but everyone else, we all get to enjoy a nice seed bank, so that'd be good.
Except
But
for me, because I'm not doing farming.
you're gonna train farm, aren't you? I'm gonna make you train.
Negatory. No, absolutely not.
You were terrible.
Perfect.
So what if they make a new quest comes out that requires like 80 farming?
Well, shut up. So on to the next thing. We're gonna go and talk a little bit about the new Slayer helm too. That looks pretty fucking cool. How do you get that thing? What is that? Is that
They're deciding on if they want to add the Hydra's head to the alchemical Hydra's drop table. Or even maybe the baby hydras. I don't know if that was discussed with the hydras, like the regular ones or not. But they're basically saying like, hey, if we add a new head drop to the table, you could go and take this thing to a Slayer Master for 1,000 Slayer points and make the new Slayer helmet, which looks pretty fucking cool if you ask me.
which since you need to kill the alchemical, you also need 95 Slayer, right?
Yes, you need 95 Slayer to make this thing.
All right, I'll go
Or
fuck myself.
or the baby hydras. So yeah, it's still a 95 Slayer requirement to make this thing.
Oh, so sick, dude. That's awesome.
And they're also planning on. I didn't include this into the discussions, but it's a possible thing that might happen. They've talked about this on the Q&A stream recently. They may rework the current Slayer helmets that are recolored to more look like the monster that they came from. So like I have
Oh,
the Abyssal Demon Slayer helmet, which I love it. It's red. It's my favorite color. But they might change it to look like Abyssal Demons. So that might look really cool. I'll have to look more into those when the time comes if they go further with that idea. But I'd like to see more of that, like more unique Slayer helmets. I think that they'd be a really cool addition to the game.
see, I like the OG Chad silver gray one
See, it's
that
because
you
you're bad
get.
at the game, though.
Nope, it's just an aesthetic thing. I'm a big fan of that color, just like you have your favorite color of red. Mine happens to be organic gray, so
Oh,
I'm
okay.
keeping that one no matter what. So there you go. I don't care
All
about
right, yeah,
what kind
you
of
do that. You
dropping
just want to blow
heads.
the 1,000 Slayer points.
Yeah, no, I'm never getting that. Yeah, no, we're gonna just completely keep our old helmet no matter what happens. So if you're a part of the organic gray Slayer helm team, reps up, baby. Don't worry about all these tryhards getting all the fucking
Wow.
drops in the heads. We stand together. We stand together as people that have no idea what they're doing. So shout out to you guys.
Wow.
So we'll just
Okay.
we'll continue a little more discussion, but right now I want to go ahead and kick it off to the interview of my entire life. Now, a little disclaimer before we jump in. If you haven't already just completely skipped this discussion and gotten to the interview, little disclaimer: both of us were shitting our pants before doing this.
Just a bit.
We were I've never been this nervous to talk to somebody. I've literally met Mike Tyson. Granted, I was nervous talking to him, but I don't think I have ever been this nervous talking to another human being. I think I might have kissed his ass a few times, so you'll have to excuse me doing that.
We definitely did.
Yeah, so I apologize for sounding like a little bitch. Didn't mean to do it. I'd redo it if I could, but it was just that raw first kind of discussion that we've had one-on-one with him. So, and he's definitely the biggest kind of influencer we've ever talked to before. So, nonetheless,
It was a big deal.
yeah, big deal for both of us. It's great. We're really excited to kind of delve into the conversation. Oh, and I logged out.
You logged out.
Perfect. Hold on. Hello? Where are you? Oh, there you are. Okay.
You good?
Perfect.
Hey,
Yep.
okay.
Okay. Yeah, this is an interview I will never forget. We had a lot of good talks, a lot of deep talks. We delved into his background of Old School and just who he is as a creator and the different motives behind what he does. So, that being said, we'll kick it right off. I hope you guys enjoy the interview. This interview is brought to you by our patrons on the J1MMY Patreon. We've got $100 coming in from Norsklask still. Big thanks to him. We've got our $10 patrons, Caleb Beiter, Michael Shield, and Sawyer Peterson. If you guys are interested in becoming a patron, the link is down below. Check it out. You can see all the benefits. We recently reached our upload limit on SoundCloud, so we can't upload these podcasts to SoundCloud anymore. So in order to continue doing that, we have to pay the yearly fee up front. So if you guys want to help us out with that, check out the Patreon. If you have any questions, just contact me. I'd be more than happy to talk to you about it. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for those who are supporting it, going above and beyond through that. But for now, enjoy this interview. It's one for the books. Hello, everybody. I am proud to present a man on the podcast today. He goes by the name of Cr1tikal. Recently surpassed 3 million subscribers on YouTube. Not a big deal. He started back in 2007 doing some hardcore Gears of War glitches and sniper montages and some Halo 3 stuff. Started his commentaries, I think, in 2010. He blew up with a few videos. His QWOP infamous video went on TV. Just got really known really quick. He got into streaming the last few years and delved into old school RuneScape. He can determine whether that was a mistake or not. He seemed to get addicted pretty quickly there, just like everyone else who dips their toe in. He also caused the biggest economical disaster in the history of RuneScape with his notorious item of monkey nuts. He's almost maxed in the game now, so that's pretty insane. But I'll lead it off to him. I said a little bit there. How you doing, Cr1tikal? What you been up to?
I'm doing all right, man. That was one hell of a fucking introduction right there with like the ESPN 60 for 60 analysis.
You know
there.
what? I feel like it was necessary, and I wish I would have rehearsed it a little more. It's a pretty
Absolutely
big introduction. So hope I nailed it.
And you're also, just to set the precedent for the rest of the episode, Jimmy and Hellwind, you're both welcome to call me Charlie.
Ah,
Be
thank
much
you.
more casual and
feel honored.
relaxed.
first name basis. That's a huge step.
That's a big honor for me, man.
That's right. We got past the flirting on Tinder.
Oh yes.
So yeah, you've been streaming some RuneScape lately. How's that been?
It's fun. I started playing. I played RuneScape back in 2005 when I was probably like 9 or so years old, something like that. And I took a break in 2007. Then I picked it back up in 2011, and then I quit 2012. And then the account I'm currently playing on, I made last year just to kind of stream one time during they were doing like there was a huge hoopla in the community because they added some content that no one asked for and they didn't pull. So everyone got like real fucking upset, and I was like, well, let's go see it. Let's go ahead and dive into the cesspool and see
Yeah.
what's going on. And I ended up falling in love with the game again, and I've been playing it since.
That's great. Yeah, it's been pretty awesome to see you come into this community. It's pretty close knit, so I'm pretty sure everyone was stoked to see you get into Old School. We'll delve more into Old School later down the line. I want to ask you a little bit more about yourself with YouTube. I've personally been following you since I was just a little boy. I was actually talking with my buddy that he was my best friend growing up, and we talked about an old memory. I think I was in 6th or 7th grade, and I had like a little shitty MacBook, and having a Mac with gaming just doesn't really work. So I was stoked to find out that you could get Star Wars Battlefront on the App Store that they recently added. So I downloaded Battlefront and I like pirated as like a 7th grader, pirated like some shitty screen recording thing and tried to like replicate the "What's up everybody, it's Jimmy. I'm here with some Battlefront gameplay." And like I thought it was the most phenomenal thing of all time, but I don't even think I knew how to export, so it never hit the internet, thank God.
That's a shame.
Oh man.
but yeah, you've been a huge comedic inspiration to a ton of creators out there, just from everything you've done. So I want to talk to you a little bit about it. Right now, I'm guessing since you're obviously pretty committed. Is the whole YouTube streaming stuff a career for you right now, or what's going on there?
I always consider myself unemployed. From YouTube side of things, I'm sure you're no stranger to like demonetization and
Yeah.
stuff. So YouTube's not exactly like a source of income, and it never really has been. But I do my pretty much sole source of income comes from streaming. That and the podcast, the official podcast has sponsors on it. So those two things are, I guess, career. But I never look at them as that because when I think of a career or a job or something, I think of something done out of obligation to survive, which I don't do because I just stream and do all that other shit just for the pure fun of doing it.
Yeah, that was my next question about the monetizing videos. Is it you've still to this day never monetized them? Because I know you had that charity running for a while. Are you still going with that?
Well, once you turn on monetization, you can't exactly turn it off. So I stopped. I used to do the charity stuff for like 5 years because I thought it'd be, helpful. It turns out someone was just like jerking off with the money donations at the top level of the charity. So it's just a waste
Yeah.
of money. So I stopped doing that about 2 or 3 years ago now. And I don't really get too much from YouTube side of things anyway, but now I just hold on to it.
Gotcha.
Because there's really I tried doing GoFundMe's as well, but GoFundMe's is just cutting out like the illusion that it's working, and the people will openly just take it for a false cause. So it's just there's really not a whole lot of good avenues, and I'm sure there are good charities out there, but I have not really found any that I believe in or seem legitimate to me.
Makes sense.
Good deal. So yeah, about the streaming. So, I mean, every time I delve in, tune into you, I mean, you're getting some people throwing some decent amounts your way, and I'm assuming you're doing all right. Then, like, you're having fun, you're enjoying it, and it's enough to keep you going.
Yeah, the generosity of the people on the streams and stuff is more than I could have ever asked for. It's enough to definitely survive off of. And it's just like I said, I mainly do it for the fun, and the support like that with like subs and shit is just like overwhelming.
Personally, my feeling, the first time I ever saw you streaming when you were doing it on YouTube, just as someone who had watched you, and I'm sure, I mean, most of your audience feels the same, knowing your background and everything. It was almost like a instinctive idea to throw you something. So I'm glad you're doing that, because I think that's the perfect outlet for you to kind of spread your content and just who you are, get you out there.
Jesus, an instinct in the
It was-
human DNA.
It was
to toss
actually an
money to
instinct,
me.
dude. I was like, you know what, this man right here, and it's more than that too. It's not just like, oh wow, I gotta do it. I see him. He's online. I gotta do it. I gotta throw him some. It's like, I'm sure you've gotten this a lot. There's as an entertainer, it's the reason I do what I do. There's an aspect of it that you're focused on your audience, and you stopped them from having a shitty day. You made them feel better about the day they were having. You've helped them through dark times, and you were one of those people for me when I was going through shit. I'm sure a lot of people can relate on that standpoint of being the person that helped them. So it was almost like a dude, thank you. Like here's something.
That's extremely sweet to say, man. Thank you.
Yeah. It's why I do what I do. I mean, I get people commenting all the time, like, thank you for uploading this. I needed this today. And I think that's my favorite part of being an entertainer and having the opportunity to have an audience in the first place.
So was there really? I know how YouTube can be like really stressful. Was there ever a time you wanted to like completely just back out and just like try something else?
No, I always like to create shit. If it wasn't on YouTube, it'd be on Pornhub or something else, really. Just pretty much any outlet to put something out there.
Like there was like a 2012 era where you touched on like not enjoying videos much.
Yeah, man. So, like, a lot of people will remember that I talked about that. There was like a period of 2 or 3 years where I really didn't like doing it, but I felt like, some people really wanted to see that. So I wanted to at least deliver on that regard. I was going through shit, and making videos was always like escapism for me. That's how it started. And during that time, it didn't really, make me feel satisfied or good to keep doing it. But I did it because I thought that's what people would expect, and I was already going through shit, so might as well try and help some other people out in some small way. But
That's
then
awesome.
once I graduate, well, it wasn't even before I graduated college, things started looking up, and I started feeling better. So then I just really got right back in that. I can't wait to make something new. All these ideas for shit to do, and that hasn't really worn off since. I love making shit.
Yeah.
That actually answered the next question. Like,
Yeah.
that actually answered the next question. Perfect.
Yeah, we were
Awesome.
gonna ask about that, about what made it turn around and change that attitude.
Actually,
Perfect.
I can tell you exactly when it turned around. It was spring break. It would have been sophomore year of college, and I got laid for the first time. That was
Really?
that was she like literally fucked the will to make things into me again.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
Amazing.
So you've had this style of comedy that you've been so consistent with. A lot of the guys nowadays on YouTube almost try to like ride a wave. They try to find what's getting the views. They got to switch it up with their personality and try to capture a certain audience. But with you've kept this like, it's almost like a monotone, explicit, tell how it is, no bullshit kind of deal. Is that more of like you've developed this as is it just like the raw personality of you, or is this kind of like something that you've developed as an entertainer that you put on when the camera's rolling, just kind of like this is what you like to do, and how to say things and make jokes?
I can't really act or anything. I feel like putting on a fake personality or putting on a persona for something is always going to take some of the fun out of it and make it tedious. So I don't do that. So everything that I post is just me having fun doing it as me, not as like this character or anything like that. And like you said, people ride a wave. So oftentimes you'll have like upcoming content creators trying to emulate like a huge douchebag. Be like, hey guys, make sure to smash that fucking like button and subscribe to my premium Snapchat Patreon and things like that. And I just don't really like that. So I would never ever put on like an act for people, unless of course the content called for it, where I was pretending to be like a shitty salesman or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But as for the videos, it's always just me doing something that I had fun doing.
Yeah, it's probably why they didn't put you into the cut of the Hunger Games. So
Yeah,
it's
they couldn't handle it.
yeah, they did. They needed you to act for that one, but you stayed true to yourself. So props to you. Since it's just you, I mean, did you feel yourself evolving over time, like getting more into the groove of things? And I mean, you started series, you have like the moist meter going on, delving into new things. So did you kind of like evolve your content over time? Because it used to just be gameplay commentaries, and now you're delving into all these new things. So
No, fuck, not really. The game stuff got kind of stale because every bad game that comes out is like the exact same bad game from like 3 or 4 years ago. So it's kind of like playing the same shit. And that got really kind of boring. So I don't do that much anymore unless there's like a really impressively shit game, a real stinker like Hunt Down the Freeman.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I don't get too deep into the bad games anymore just because I feel like it's doing the same thing over and over again. So I branched out in other things like movie reviews, game reviews for the moist meter and shit because I play a bunch of new games. I see basically every new movie anyway. Might as well at least talk about them. So that's how that started. And
Yeah,
then for the
you're
podcast, that was entirely Jackson's idea. He's like, hey, we're all friends. Let's get together and do this. And I was like, fuck it, Jackson. Let's do it.
yeah. I mean, you're an avid movie watcher, that's for sure. I think touching on that, the reason I basically I pissed my girlfriend off because I ruined Wreck-It Ralph 2 for her because
no.
we bonded over the first Wreck-It Ralph. It's like part of the reason why we're together. So we were super stoked when the second one came out. I watched your moist meter on it, and I kind of touched on the point of it was just like a bunch of you know about this, so we do too. Check it out. Here's a bunch of shit that is popular, and we acknowledge that it's popular. And so I told that to her, and she's like, well, thanks for ruining the fucking movie. Like, that's all I'm gonna think about when I watch it. So she was pissed at me for it. But it's just refreshing to get that side of you have your opinions, and they're very blunt, they're straightforward, like no beating around the bush. So it's great that you kind of delved into that. But moving on, this is a RuneScape podcast, and I want to talk a little bit about that. So you talked about you were introduced to RuneScape. You started playing when you were like 9. Like, how were you introduced to it? How did you find it?
All my friends were talking about it. At the time, the only games that really existed on the internet at that point were like miniclip.com shit, addictinggames.com shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was also like World of Warcraft, City of Heroes, and I played City of Heroes, but during like hangout days with friends and shit, can't really just like be crowding around playing City of Heroes together, so we crowded around and played RuneScape together because that's what they were into, and it really rubbed off on me. So then I made my own account and then just kind of grinded there. Never really got far. I spent most of my time doing pest control for fun because I was some type of weird fucking masochist.
Yeah, I think everyone. I mean, I personally remember going on to Miniclip to start the Java browser and go through there. That was the good old days.
Oh man.
So how long did you play? Like, why'd you stop?
I played until I want to say like freshman year of high school. So I would have went from no, what the fuck? No, it wasn't freshman year of high school. I went from like 4th grade to 7th grade playing RuneScape, and then I stopped. And I think it was only because like I got Xbox Live around that time. So then I focused more on being an elite MLG competitor in Halo 2. So I focused more on like console games, and I just kind of forgot about RuneScape. Then I picked it up in junior year of high school because I had like a lung issue, and then someone like brought up RuneScape, and I was like, well, that could be kind of fun to play at the hospital. So then I played RuneScape for a little while, and then I stopped pretty much once I got better.
Gotcha. So what do you remember what year that was? Like when it was you stopped?
Initially or in high school?
In high school.
It would have been starting early 2011, ending late 2011.
So you didn't really so you saw the free trade in Wilderness get stripped, and then as soon as it came back, you skedaddled.
That's right.
Yeah.
I liked it much better without it. Fuck all the PKers.
Yeah. Yeah, loving bounty hunter worlds and not being able to give your friends money. It was a tough time. The
Dark Ages.
Yeah, well, I mean, the few years after that, like 2012, starting in 2011 with like dicing and flower games, and dude, that sucked so many people in. It was like the biggest cancer to hit. I mean, it affected me. I was a gambling host, and that was just like a terrible thing to get into. It really distracted you from actually playing the game. So
You and me both.
yeah, it consumed lives.
So what's going on with that maxing grind there?
I'm
Think
not
you're
probably
gonna
not.
beat me to it.
No, I'm probably not gonna max the account. I do want to get 99 Slayer though, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do Konar only and see what kind of profit I can make from 92 to 99 there. But
You're gonna
after
make some
that,
fucking bank.
yeah, after that though, probably just doing as much money making shit as possible to help get to a green stack of monkey nuts.
Oh, good. I'll be contributing. Don't worry.
All right, perfect. Yeah, I expect both of you boys to be paying your monkey nut taxes.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. The other day when you were streaming and I came up to you, and I think I gave you like 6,000 or something. I was looking like literally right before I saw you were streaming. I look at my cash stack. I'm like, wow, I really need to make some money here somehow. And I see you streaming, and I was just like, oh, so that's where I'm about to put 3 mil into. It's just how it goes. It's
I
no,
mean, it's how we had to pay him to get on the podcast anyway.
yeah,
In monkey nut.
in
grinding,
monkey, yeah, little monkey nut
Here's a
contribution.
nice little white stack of monkey nuts.
Yeah. I mean, you started. I remember the first stream, like the YouTube stream, where you made your account and people were like handing you rune your first day and following you around. And I think I was excited when I saw the second stream. Like, this is gonna be a reoccurring thing. So what was the mindset of wanting to start getting a 99? Because wasn't the first 99 magic? I remember you like bursting or something like that.
It was range, and I trimmed it.
Range. That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's basically the same thing. The mindset was just all these people, like literally half the community, gave me everything I needed to like fast track 99s within like the first hour of getting back into old school RuneScape with a fresh account. They walked me through Waterfall Quest, so I was like, well, shit. They
That's
already gave me
convenient.
everything I need. Yeah,
That's nice.
I might as well commit to it now.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm guessing it's almost like a stress relief once you start grinding. Did that serve as kind of like a take a break kind of deal?
What, grinding being like cathartic?
Yeah, just, getting away from things, just, mindlessly doing skills.
Oh, fuck no. Jesus
No?
Christ, it's a huge stressor. Good lord, who finds that shit cathartic? Like,
I do.
Oh,
just today, I was trying to plan out my Konar thing. I'm like, Jesus Christ, Charlie, stop overthinking your fucking Slayer grinding. You're in the real world.
yeah. It's funny you say that because the last guy we interviewed, who we're posting soon, his name is Settled, and he's been blowing up in the world of RuneScape. He's a really genuine guy, and he started this original idea. You're familiar with Ultimate Iron Man, right?
Yeah, I actually am familiar with what he's doing. He's doing the Ultimate Iron Man only Cr1tikal, right? Or
Mauritania.
Mori.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah.
It was one of the two. Fuck.
So we talked to him, and it's exactly what he said, because we're like, dude, you're a psychopath. How are you doing Ultimate Iron Man restricted? Like, how are you not? He took like 10, 15 hours or something like that to get 15 agility crossing a bridge. Like, we're like, how is that okay with you? And he basically told us it's relaxing. Like, he enjoys it. So we're like, wow, that's different, I guess. But I mean, it helped him get the rank 16 Ultimate Iron Man top page. So I mean, whatever works.
I imagine he does mobile, right? Because I could definitely see doing mobile stuff being more of a relaxing ordeal.
I don't think he even
might.
does. He might.
Jesus.
I'm sure he probably falls asleep at night. He told us straight up that he when he was grinding for a while, he felt that sleeping was XP waste. So
Yeah.
I'm sure now he lays in bed at night and falls asleep to grinding mobile. So I mean, it works. Having had so many years playing RuneScape, whether it be back in the day or currently, other than the monkey nuts situation, because that was goddamn hilarious. Do you have any, best ridiculous, funny RuneScape memories that stick with you?
Oh, I've got a fucking banger of a memory, a very recent one too. This shit still haunts my boners. I was toying with scammers off stream with someone who, in quotes, was from the stream, and we were just messing with like the GE scammers. And I don't know how familiar you guys are with this one, where you do this thing where it's like, hey, I'm an editor for Spark Mac. It looks like you're very wealthy. We're doing a best wealthy players of RuneScape thing. And the scam is you go to a PvP world, you get skulled, you don't have anything on you. And then you go to Falador and you telegrab some good shit while you have a bunch of shit in your inventory. And what happens when you telegrab at this one specific tile, and it looks like you can telegrab from the bank, but you can't. It pushes you out. And so what happens is you would telegrab it, you get jumped by all the guys, you die, you lose all your shit. And I knew the scam. I was super familiar with it. And me and this guy were laughing about it. But and I went through the steps, and this guy, speaking in real broken English, was like, "Yeah, I fucking love Spark Mac. His dick is so big, it feels so great, and you're gonna be really a huge star in his video."
Yeah.
I was just playing along with it, and then I brought out all my good shit, like Twisted Bow, my fucking full cash stack, and I was like, "I'll commit to this." And what I didn't realize, uh, so right before you do the telegrab, is they trade you the runes. But what I didn't realize is if you trade someone on the tile directly east of you, it pushes you out in the open. It pushes you to them because you can't trade those two tiles
Oh,
for
God.
some reason.
Oh no.
So I did the trade. I initiated a trade with him to get to the final step and just kind of fuck around. And it pushed me out in the PvP, and I immediately died and lost 1.8 bill.
Holy
Oh my
shit.
God.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
It was absolutely brutal. And then I fucking rebuilt, and now here I am with my 2 million monkey nuts, everything back except the Twisted Bow.
Oh my
Damn.
God. Yeah,
That's heartbreaking.
those lures and stuff, man, they're constantly evolving, because there used to be that one where you'd be standing in the Grand Exchange, and they'd be like, it'd be like a level 31, and he'd be like, staking any level, and you know, obviously you're like 112, be like, all right, motherfucker, like stake me, and he'd be like, all right, you have to fight me with this though, and he'd give you like a yew longbow or a maple shortbow or something, and give you rune arrows, and you get in, and you can't use the rune arrows, and so you just absolutely mauls you. So that was like a really fucked thing I learned about. So, you know, like when I saw them, I started being like, yeah, maple shortbows can't shoot rune arrows, and you know, they'd log out. And I tried this again after taking a break, and then I said it to another guy who I saw doing it, and he's like, dude, that's just not how that scam works anymore. Like, that, it's completely different. It's completely evolved. It's the same concept, but that's not what he's doing. So these guys are just constantly coming up with ways to fuck you over that you'd never expect, because they just add one more twist to it, like the trading thing. You would have never known about that. Like, that's bizarre.
God, yeah.
So
That shit still keeps me awake.
yeah, these guys are insane, man. It's all psychological fuckery.
To anyone listening to Jimmy's podcast, if you'd like to reimburse me a Twisted Bow, it'd be much appreciated.
You heard it
Also,
here
there's-
first.
Yep.
That's my secret moneymaker out there to everyone listening. Begging. Begging is how you can get shit done in RuneScape.
It works.
Absolutely.
It works. I think who was it, Spark Mac, that uploaded a video like years ago, like years and years ago, and was just like, oh guys, I just got cleaned, I really need some help here, and like got like billions in donations in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I imagine.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. So touching on those monkey nuts, I remember the day it happened. Was it just kind of like spontaneous? Like, did someone just give you monkey nuts and you're like, wow, I should collect these, and then everyone started giving them to you, or how did it start?
I collect garbage in RuneScape, and like I'm just a fucking cum dumpster of useless items in RuneScape. Pretty much anything anyone doesn't want and they don't feel like dropping, they give it to me.
Gotcha.
And someone gave monkey nuts unnoted, and it was like a full inventory. And I guess the people really liked monkey nuts, because then like 10 other people in a train gave monkey nuts, and then it just kind of started from there.
Yeah, that was
Wow.
insane.
Yeah, it was wild.
I remember, I just love how it transcended into RuneScape 3 with the prices of monkey nuts rising.
Yeah.
It was like mind blowing. Like, how does that correlate at all?
Don't correlate at all.
Well, no, insider information, perhaps, like maybe a monkey nut armor coming out or something, you know? You
Yeah,
never know.
Maybe.
people were just scrambling to find out the reason for the rising. They're like, okay, this update is going to be huge. We got to get on this fast.
Yeah, this is gonna be a big one.
Yeah. So what's the collection at now?
2,060,000.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is insane.
That's definitely harder to obtain than my buckets, I'll tell you.
Oh yeah.
Charlie, I don't think I ever explained the premise of the video I had you voice act for, that I had to like put on hold. But the reason I was making it is because the bucket packs came out, and all the general stores started selling bucket packs, and I think there's like 500 in each one, and you buy it for like 100 GP. So my buckets went from like 65, 70 each to 7 each, and it just like devalued everything, and I was pissed about it. So I started this whole like video idea with starting a revolution against Jagex. But that's how that went. But yeah, the monkey nut collecting is just bizarre.
Amazing.
How did your bucket collection start?
I don't know. I think I started streaming.
Was it like 2 summers ago, Jim? Someone handed you like a bunch of buckets or something like that?
Yeah, I was streaming. It was when I was going for my Quest Cape, like summer 2017, and someone handed me like 10,000 buckets or something. I'd be like, you know what? I'm gonna collect these just as like a little side project, while I'm doing all these quests. And then everyone started buying them, and we'd have days where we bought out like all the buckets in the game, and like you couldn't buy a bucket for 1,000 GP, and we'd like
Nice.
we would check the prices, and like my little stack.
OS buddy be like going crazy.
Yeah, our OS buddy. It hit the that too much exclamation point one time, and everyone was like mind blown. Like it was like over max cash. Like it was ridiculous.
Fuck yeah.
But those days are over. My 13, almost 14 million stack is I don't even think it's worth 100 mil anymore. So it's really sad. But it is easier to get the buckets now, which is cool. But
That's good. Yeah,
I
you
love
have more now.
Yeah, I love that collection. It's great.
It is an impressive collection.
So, how's the future of Old School looking for you, and what do you see yourself doing with that?
Good. I've been grinding the fuck out of Slayer. I've gone up like 4 million XP in the last like 3 weeks, so I've been really fucking hitting it hard here. And I don't really know any other goals past the Konar and the Monkey Nuts right now.
You gotta max that account, man.
I don't think
you gotta do it, dude.
I don't think I can fucking stand the agility
We gotta get that arthritis
grind.
together. They're thieving.
What's your agility level?
69. I haven't done a single agility course. I got it all through fishing, diaries.
Oh
and
my God.
quests.
My God.
Yeah, I went to the what is it, Sears Village course. I'm at like 64 agility, and I did it for like 30 minutes, and I never felt so terrible playing a game, and I left. It's terrible.
It's so fucking bad. Like rune crafting, if you use ZMI and runners, it's super easy. Like that's
Yeah.
not bad at all.
It's expensive.
It's super expensive, but at least it saves you the tedium and the monotony, the mind-numbing fucking purgatory of an agility course.
Yeah, it's not that expensive if you beg, Hellwind.
Exactly.
You're right. See, it hasn't worked for me yet.
You gotta try harder. And then
I
you'll
come up with a better story.
I
Yeah.
just sell 13 trout.
Oh my God, that's ridiculous.
That's the worst thing to do.
Charlie, do you know about the whole the selling 13 trout thing?
Yeah, I caught up on that one.
Yeah. She says, "Oh, you're selling 13. Oh, I feel bad. Here, take this. You don't have to sell the trout anymore. I got you. I'll take good care of you." It's ridiculous. It's the new 100K, please. It's just the same way of saying that, but with
Or
fish.
the new selling toy horses.
Yeah, it's just disguised. That's ridiculous.
So, how much are you doing of Kalos Lowlands? You even checked it out yet? Have you?
I have not checked it out yet. No, I'm gonna do that literally right after the podcast here.
Yeah, it's
a lot of cool stuff.
It looks cool. I can't like do anything there. I have like a very insufficient farming level that I don't plan on training to use the farming guild, and
Great, though.
and then I need 95 Slayer to fight the boss, and
Yeah.
that's just not gonna happen. So
Start training.
no, it's just not worth it. Oh, also, we talked about this in the last podcast. Have you seen, do you use RuneLight, Charlie?
Yeah.
Have you checked out the new, well, I don't think you have. It just came out like an hour ago or something. There's a new feature on there. It's fog and then skyboxes, and it makes the sky like an actual sky instead of a black abyss into nothing. And
Really?
then they have the fog effect now, which makes it so there's not just a giant area of land just like appearing and rendering out of nowhere. So it looks amazing. Like it makes the game look completely different.
Honestly, I feel like Jagex should just take on like the main RuneLite crew as like actual staff. They just have a superior launcher in every possible
They
fucking
really
way.
do.
It's
Exactly.
embarrassing if you're using like the default out of the box client from Jagex. It's
Yeah.
sad.
It's bad.
It's the only reason I lasted 30 minutes instead of 5 seconds doing agility yesterday, because they make these giant green boxes of like the area you can click to do the obstacle, so you're not like just struggling to find the place that you need to click. And like it's amazing all these plugins you can do. It's almost a cheat code, but I don't really care. So props to them.
It's a quality of life change. There's nothing that really gives you too much of an edge over someone else. It's just so
No.
much more easy on the eyes and a lot more information right there.
Yeah.
So much more
So
convenient.
I will solely give RuneLite the responsibility of me being able to get a fire cape because of that plugin of telling you what to pray at what time.
I
I
think
really,
that out, by the way.
yeah, people roasted me for it because I failed the first time against them because I didn't even see the plugin pop up. But while you're fighting Jad, it literally tells you to pray either mage or range, so you
Nice.
don't have to wait to see if he's like putting his paws in the air or something. Like, it just immediately tells you. And I didn't even see it, so they're like, dude, you're a dumbass. Like, you didn't even do the right thing when he put his legs in the air, and you also didn't even see the fucking RuneLite plugin. Like, delete your account. And and then I saw it, and it made it like the easiest fight of my life. So there's some really nice things on there.
I mean, they removed the Jad plugin by now. They thought it was too cheatsy.
Oh, they removed it?
Yeah, they took it out
Oh my god, I'm never getting rid of my
because
fire
of people
cape.
like you.
Yeah, but fuck.
They removed it because of people like you who needed it that bad.
That's the worst news I've heard all day. Oh my god, I'm never gonna fucking beat Jad again.
Well,
Huh.
so much for your infernal cape.
Wow. Well, Charlie, what's in store here for you with your YouTube channel? And you got the streaming going for you. You got all these series that you started. What's your plans for the future in terms of projects and series? More RuneScape? What's going on?
I don't really plan any of that kind of shit out. Just keep having fun doing a bunch of different shit. I don't really think down the line as to like big things or big plans. Just in the moment for what seems like it'd be fun to do.
Just day by day, basically.
Yep.
That's awesome. It seems like it's kind of the vibe, which is great. I mean, you're keeping the enjoying what you're doing. I feel like in my experience of having a schedule, the second I got a schedule with a series and I started dedicating like, all right guys, I'm going to have this thing out every Monday, it took like 70% of the enjoyment out of it, and it felt like a real job, and I started forcing things, so it's definitely a good way to go. It's how I started doing it, because the one experience I had just really discouraged me from ever making like a true schedule like that.
So what are your plans for the future then, Jimmy? Are you going to stick with only RuneScape content? Are you going to branch out in other things, perhaps flexing some fat stacks of cash on children or something like most YouTubers?
Yeah, no, I'm thinking about partnering with Mystery Brand, and
Yeah.
since they don't have anybody like Jake Paul or Rice Gum doing it anymore, they're probably going to be looking for some new YouTubers to gather some children. So I'm thinking I might email them, let them know of my stature of winning the Cr1tikal contest, and hope it works in my favor. Maybe they'll throw me a few bucks, and I'm not going to think about the implications. I'm just going to close my eyes, blind eye. So hopefully that works out. No, but I definitely want to get rid of I want to branch out for sure. I uploaded a Fortnite skit. It was a machinima skit. It wasn't like a, hey guys, I'm gonna drop in and watch me take a piece of clothes off every time I get a kill. It was literally a written script. It was like an old fashioned machinima, goofy, almost like a red versus blue type comedy. And I think I lost about 400 subscribers day of release because it was Fortnite. So I'm looking for that slick period to maybe throw something else in there. It's just I think it's just like a fear of having my RuneScape audience just fucking hate my guts from trying a different game. And I don't really want to create a second channel, so I'm still figuring out how to go about that.
Well, I feel like, they're not going to abandon you. Maybe you just chose the wrong game there at the wrong time.
Yeah, I did. I mean, my mindset about it was like it's a really good. I mean, not a really good, but with the theater mode of Fortnite, how it lets you get a free camera and get all the angles and everything. I was like, oh, this is a perfect opportunity to make something funny. And looking back, Fortnite into what it turned into, I think people were already starting to be like, this game is fucking abysmal. So wasn't the smartest move, but I tried it, dipped my toes in the water, and it didn't work out. So we'll try something else eventually. But no, I'd love to get into other games. But right now I'm just kind of comfortable with RuneScape skits and building a community through Discord and having a good time with everybody. But I think when the time's right, we'll see what direction we head. Charlie, if there's anything else you want to talk about, stage is yours. Anything you want to say? Maybe a plug for a sponsor.
Right. Yeah. So I came on here today to talk about one very serious issue that for some reason Jagex isn't bothering to mention in any updates. I'm glad they acknowledge Jimmy. That is a good thing. But I feel like they're neglecting to talk about the monkey nut tax.
Mm-hmm.
You see, the monkey nut tax is something all the high-level RuneScape players are familiar with. And in a nutshell, no pun intended with that, it's when I log on and you see me in the in the RuneScape world in Glenor, you have to forfeit your monkey nuts, and you have to have monkey nuts on you. Obviously, what's an account in RuneScape without monkey nuts? And you just give them to me.
That's perfect.
And it's pretty much how that works.
It should definitely be an economical integration that they need to highly consider. Mm-hmm. Hopefully, they talk about it in the next Q&A.
They should honestly revamp Tutorial Island to include that. But that's just my personal opinion on that one.
It should. It should be. They give you the. I think here's how they could do it. If you, when you get to the mainland, they give you like a bronze pickaxe and some runes and all that shit. They've got to put a little stack of monkey nuts in there to get them ready for the real world, because if they're not, it's gonna hit them in the face.
Well, you see, I can see how that could already be easily exploited. Trust me, I've already been theory crafting and figuring it out. But if you get an account with fresh monkey nuts, nothing is going to stop me from making 1,000 accounts and taking all the monkey nuts. So you need like training wheel monkey nuts or something, like a Monopoly money monkey nuts.
So like, kind of like how, I guess almost like the training bows and the swords and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I agree.
You can do it.
I think that'd be perfect.
You practice trading with an NPC, and you just give them to him.
And they don't look like you, but they're dressed like you, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That would work out. That's awesome. Well, Charlie, it's been an absolute privilege to have you on here. It's a childhood dream come true. I did not believe this was even going to happen. So thank you so much, dude. This means the world to us. We're hoping that you'd stay involved with the RuneScape community and maybe just get the balls to max out here and spend a little more time on the game before you abandon it forever.
Well, thanks for having me on here. Yeah, I probably won't be maxing the account out. Sorry to ruin Christmas, but it's agility, man. That's the only one that really just.
I'll train it with you.
It's understandable.
Right. Yeah, I'll let you. You can just train it on my account. Fuck your account.
Oh shit.
Yeah, no, thank you. Alrighty. Well, thanks for coming on, man. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me, boys.
Well, welcome back, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the interview. That made me shit my pants. We're really thankful for Charlie for coming on. That was by far the scariest moment of my life, so hope I didn't sound too much like a little bitch, but if I did, who cares? It's fucking critical. So there you have it.
That was just the most surreal. I needed to talk to him, dude. Like, I've watched this video since I was in middle school.
Yeah.
I think it was just I think it was the beginning of high school I started watching him, if that. I'm trying to think. But, God, I've been watching for a long fucking time, so, it was an absolute blast, an absolute treat to talk to him.
Yeah, he's unreal. So. Just the fact that he was so open to doing it just so easily. I mean, I've met him a few times beforehand, like, in-game, and I played a game of Fortnite with him, like, last summer, but other than that, never really, like, talked to him too much or anything, so, when he heard I had a podcast, he was like, "Yeah, man, literally anytime, just hit me up. We'll do it." So we did, and it was really easy. And
It was fantastic.
So thanks to him for making that very smooth and
that dream come true.
yeah, unreal. So anyway, one more thing to talk about before we wrap it up here. Something that happened, I think, was this yesterday?
Yeah.
I believe so. So yesterday, C Engineer, most people know him, content creator, great guy. Go sub to him. He has a hardcore Iron Man series where he plays in the wilderness. In PvP worlds. So everywhere he goes, he's completely exposed. People could just declaw spec him, end his entire account. So he plays in the PvP worlds. It's a really unique and scary anxiety attack every time he logs on. So props to him for even doing that in the first place. Very entertaining. So he posted a screenshot of a Twitter DM of Mod Archie, Chris Archie, saying, "Hey man, saw that your hardcore Iron Man account was getting low on membership. Went ahead and gave you some." And he posted the screenshot of his account having some more membership. And not a big deal. It was cool. Except for it wasn't, because everyone and their mother got completely outraged and started this big controversy over favoritism and bullshit that he got given the bonds, or not bonds, but, days of membership. And people were putting into factors like whether Archie gave it through his own money or through the company or just what happened. So it was a big ordeal. So we'll talk about it a little bit. Here's my take. I think personally, there's no problem with this. I don't give a shit whether Archie paid with his own money. I don't care whether he just used his Jagex power to put more shit into it. I don't care. It shouldn't matter. I get the whole people are like, "Oh, this is unfair. We have to pay, so he should too." But look at it this way. C Engineer has been making content of Old School RuneScape since its release, getting thousands of views, bringing in new players, probably making Jagex a shit ton of money because of these new guys buying membership. So why wouldn't they give him the ability and kind of give him a little it's basically like a tip from the company saying, "Thank you for doing that. Keep up the good work. Keep up the series. This is badass. Keep doing it." It's free advertisement for Jagex, and that's how money works. I mean, you're gonna advertise something for a company, or you're gonna, get publicized with your work, and it's gonna benefit the company, so they're gonna fucking do something about that. They're gonna recognize that. So that's what happened. Archie was like, "Yeah, keep fucking doing this." So he gave him membership, and people who are like, "Oh, I'm low on money, and I deserve it. I'm a dedicated player. I've been playing since I was 7 years old. I was shitting my pants in diapers when I was picking flax when I was a kid. I've been here for a long time. I should get free membership. It's not fair." Okay, but what fucking marketing scheme did you come up with to get this game just thousands of players into Old School? That's where they're coming from with this, and it's nothing to shame on people for, not shame on people. It's nothing against dedicated players or, not trying to be like an unfair thing. It's clear as to why they did it. So I don't have a problem with it. So that's my opinion on it. Hellwind, what do you think?
See, I'm kind of neutral on both parties with the whole deal. Like, I get where both parties are coming from in this. Like, he definitely deserved it, dude. Like you said, like, he's advertising the game like a motherfucker. Like, the guy is pulling in big ass audiences with every video, and you logged out again. But I get it though. Like, he's doing a lot of videos for the game, and he's pulling in a lot of new players, which is great. I get why Jagex did that, or well, Mod Archie did that on that end. But I also understand the whole like, well, it's kind of favoritism kind of thing. Like, if this content creator gets free membership, why isn't this content creator getting free membership? So, like I said, I'm neutral on the whole thing. Like, I don't care regardless. Like, it's whatever. It's fucking membership at the end of the day. Like, who the fuck cares? Now, if he handed him like a bill stack of GV and like, "Here you go, man. Have fun with this," I could understand there being a little more of an issue here. But it's fucking membership at the end of the day. Like, the account may not even survive another 200 days. So if it doesn't last the 200 days, well, then who the fuck cares? So yeah, I get both regards. Like, I get both parties here on the whole issue, but at the end of the day, I just don't care. It's whatever. It's fucking membership. Go cry over something else, honestly.
There's bigger issues.
There's way bigger issues out there than senior getting 200 days of membership, dude. Like, get over it.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
It's not a big deal. And I'm sure after this, if Jagex does decide to ever give content creators more membership for something they're doing, which they probably fucking will, since it makes sense, they'll probably say, "Hey, don't tweet about this." So,
hey, don't make a big issue.
Yeah, it was definitely something.
Say.
Yeah, it was definitely something like, yeah, I get it. You're thanking them for doing it, but probably wasn't the best move to tweet about it. But you live and you learn.
That nothing would happen.
Yeah,
that was probably a bad idea.
Definitely a no-brainer that was going to cause a ruckus, and it did. So that's that.
So anyway, if you don't mind me adding a little discussion here that wasn't written down, but how was your birthday, Jimmy?
Oh yeah, I forgot. I forgot that I guess that should have been in my introduction. Yeah, my birthday was good. Turned 21. I'm able to go and buy alcohol and shit now, so that's pretty chill. I'm not really a big alcohol guy, but I'm sure now that I'm 21, I'll just become a raging alcoholic, and we can talk about that soon. So,
good.
And
Can't wait for that.
Yeah, I'll be looking up AA numbers right after this podcast recording is done, just to prepare a little bit more. But yeah, that's that. Thanks to everyone who wished me a happy birthday in the Discord. If you weren't there in the Discord, wishing me a happy birthday, then join the Discord, and you'll have plenty of time to prepare your message for next year. So link is down below, by the way. Join it up. Great community.
Did you like that card that we worked very hard on?
Yeah, that was dope. They made me a bucket. I'll probably throw it on screen. They made me like a little bucket, and all these people signed it, including Critical. But everyone in the community that is really a dear friend of mine went out and personally signed it. I don't even know how you guys did that, but that's dope.
It was a long day. Like, Moo and I were like scratching our heads, like, what the fuck can we do for this piece of shit?
Yeah.
And so Moo was at work, and he texted me this picture. He's like, "All right, just have everyone go with this." I'm like, you know what? That's perfect. So during the day, this picture, it started out as a very high resolution picture of a fucking bucket. And with every person that would open this thing, sign it, save it, and send it on to the next person, the quality of the picture just dropped with each person.
Yeah, that's okay.
So it was good though. I'm happy it happened. Like, I had like a text document with like 30 fucking names on this thing.
Jesus.
And my God, I started on this thing at like 9 o'clock in the morning. Didn't even finish like midnight. So it was a long day, but it was so much fun to get this thing together.
Well,
so
fuck
I
yeah,
couldn't
man.
wait to give it to you.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys doing that. That was badass. That was
It was fun.
I texted it to my girlfriend. It was a picture with a bucket with a bunch of people's names on it. She's like, "Oh, yeah, that's cool." Like, yeah. She had no idea what the fuck was going on, but
It's like, what the hell is this?
yeah, it was pretty funny. But yeah, it was good. Good birthday. Good birthday overall. All right, I think that about wraps it up. You got anything else?
I think that pretty much covered it for this podcast. Like I said, on Tuesday my new microphone arrives, so hopefully the next podcast is gonna be some real clear audio from my end. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, wow, finally.
So it's great.
So basically now what we need to do regarding the Patreon that we have, by the way, I just want to address this. Ryan Hall reached out to me. He's been a patron of mine since I first made it, like way back when, like when I was doing Accordion to Gym. Like, he has been a patron since then. I think he's overall, like, since 2017 or whatever, I think it's added up to be like $350 over the course of like a year and a half, like just through Patreon itself.
Holy shit.
And he sent me a message and was like, "Hey man, like, dude, listen, if I could join the $1,000 club right now, I would. and basically he had to take away his $10 thing. He's got his real life shit going on. Don't ever feel obliged to stay a patron if you got some shit going on, man. It's just an extra thing to keep this going. Dude, don't ever prioritize stuff like that.
No.
We appreciate anyone who goes out of their way for a single month of donations or whatever. Even if it's just a 1 month $10 thing, a 1 month fucking $1 thing, it doesn't matter. It means a lot to us that you guys are even considering it in the first place. So Ryan, thank you so much for just the entire year and a half, 2 years of being a patron. Don't stress at all about not being a part of it anymore, dude. Take care of yourself. Prioritize your life, dude. This is stuff that we do for fun. Of course, we want to keep it progressing, but it's very important that you prioritize your financials and take care of yourself
first before you focus
exactly.
towards that.
Exactly. That being said, we are looking to basically find a streaming service to start uploading this to, and what I mean by that is we have this SoundCloud channel right now. It was free. The first 3 hours of audio are completely free to upload. And SoundCloud, how that works for anyone who's interested, it has an RSS feed generated, and what that does is creates a little, almost like a playlist, with its own link that you can give to Spotify and iTunes and all of these different podcast hosting sites that people can access it through. And if you want to continue uploading your podcast shit, you have to pay monthly to basically keep that going, and it gets pretty expensive. So we are looking for, more people to become a part of the Patreon, to kind of lower that cost for me and Hellwind to kind of pull that out of pocket. So if you are interested, visit the link down below. That being said, thank you so much to Norsklask for still being the $100 patron. I think we've got Michael Shield, Caleb Beiter, Sawyer Peterson. I hope I'm not missing anybody. That being said, guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. This was an awesome interview that we did. We had the opportunity, I guess that's how you say that word, to conduct. Next podcast coming out next week is another crazy guest that we didn't think would be so easy to get on either. But this is one for the books too. We're going to be teasing it on my Twitter, so go follow that, and look out for it because it's going to be pretty fucking crazy. So yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Inspiring as fuck.
It's very inspiring. It's very inspiring and a very insightful thing to listen to from anyone who's interested in old school RuneScape and its origins. So look out for it, and we'll see you then. But thank you guys for tuning in.